Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to create this login and register Android application. There are many more login and registration application tutorial in my YouTube channel. But in this tutorial we are going to create this application as fast as we can and with a different layout. And also I will not be taking up too much of data from the user to save it in the database. So let's quickly get into the coding part. Open your Android Studio. Just click on create new project, and then from the available option you can choose empty activity. Then give a suitable name to your application. If you want, you can change the package name as well. And then just click on finish. Let your application start up. Alright, now we have this main activity. Then I'll just start with the layout for the main activity, and I will keep the tab to split so that I can write the code on the left side and then see the changes which is happening in the layout on the right side. Alright, then let's start by changing this constraint layout to scroll view. And then I'll just add one property here, that is Android background, and then under this I'll type add drawable / bg. Bg is for the background, and for this property to work we'll have to copy the bg image file into the drawable folder. So I'll just click on this resource folder on the left panel, and then I'll just right click on this drawable folder and then choose show in Explorer. Alright, then I will copy all the images that I'm going to use in this project, and I'll keep all these images in the Google Drive, and I'll keep the link in the description of this video so you can directly download all these images and keep in your drawable folder. Then let's get back to our Android Studio, and then you can see that we have the background in our main activity. Then coming inside the scroll view, I'll create a linear layout. Then let the layout width be match parent and the layout height be wrap content. Then let's set the orientation property to vertical. Alright. Then I'll just delete this text view. And then getting inside the linear layout, I'll create a new text view. Let the layout width be match parent and the layout height be wrap content. Then we will have to specify one ID for this text view. So just write add plus ID, because this is how we define a new ID. Then / text view underscore app underscore name, because I'll just use this text view to display the name of the app. Then Android :text. Within this you can write the name of the application that you want to be displayed on the main activity. Then Android text color. This will change the color of the text. So for that I'll just write add color / white. Then after that I'll select text appearance property, and then here I'll just choose this headline property. Alright, then I'll align this text in the center. For that I have to select text alignment property, and then I'll give the value as center. Then finally I'll define layout margin top, let it be 50 dp, and then we can just close this text view. Alright, then let's define one image view. Let the layout width be wrap content as well as the height be wrap content. And then we will have to define one ID. So add plus id / image view underscore logo, because I'm going to display the logo using this image view. Then after that, we'll have to define the source of this image. So let it be at drawable / IC underscore logo underscore round underscore blue. You can choose any other logo that you have. Then after that, I will define the max width property so that I can limit the maximum width of this logo to 100 dp. And then we have to define one more property, that is adjust view bounds, and let the value be true. Now the logo is looking very small, so I'll just increase the max width property. Let's make it to 180. Alright, then let's define the margin on the top. Let it be 75 dp. Then let's define layout gravity property as center to center align the logo. Alright, then let's just close this image view tag, and just below it I'll create a new relative layout. Let the width be match parent and height as wrap content. Then let's define the background property at drawable / border, and it is showing an error because as of now we don't have any border XML file in our drawable folder, so which means we will have to define one border file. So I'll just right click on this drawable folder and then new, and then select drawable resource file. Then the name of this file has to be border, and then the root element should be shape. Then just click on OK. Then the border.xml file will be open. So let me define a border. So I will start with the background color. So write solid, then Android color #FFF, or you can write it 6 times. This is the code for the white color. Then after that, I'll define the border color, then stroke, Android width 1 dp, and Android color #A 6 times. This is the hex code for gray color, so the border will be of gray color. Then let me define round corners, so corners space Android radius, and let the value be 10 dp. If you want to make the corners more rounded, then you can increase this value from 10 to 20. Alright, let's get back to the layout of the main activity, and now there is no error in this line because the border file is available in the drawable folder now. And let's just close the relative layout here. Then getting inside this relative layout, I'll just create a text view quickly. Width as match parent, height as wrap content. Then I'll just define one ID. Then after that, let me display some text here. Alright, let's align this text in the center. And after that, I'll just use text appearance property to give it some predefined text formattings. If you want, you can just check all these options one by one and see which one you think looks the best in your layout. So I'll just select menu. Alright, then I'll add some margin on the top. Let's say 100 dp. Now I want this relative layout to be overlapped by the logo as I have shown you in the beginning of this tutorial. So I want this logo to overlap this relative layout. So for that, I will just get into the relative layout and I will add one property here, that is layout margin start. Let it be 30 dp. Then layout margin end. Let this be also 30 dp. Then finally I will add margin top and give it a value in minus so that it gets overlapped by the logo image. So let's give 80 dp here, but still the logo is getting behind the relative layout, so we have to bring it in the front. Then let's get back into the image view tag and let's just add one property here, that is elevation, and let's give it an elevation of 10 dp. That's going to bring the logo in the front of the relative layout. Alright, Anyways, then getting below the text view, create one edit text. This edit text will be used to take email from the user. So I'll just define layout width as match parent and the layout height as wrap content. Then we will have to specify one ID for this edit text also. Then we have to define one hint text for this edit text. Alright, let the background be at drawable/border, and we have already defined this border file. Then after that, we have to use layout below property to position this edit text below the text view. Alright, then let's add some margin on the top. Then let's define margin start, which is going to add the margin at the start of this element, which means at the left side of the element. Then in the same way, we will define margin end. Alright, then let's add some padding in this edit text. And then we will have to specify the type of input that this edit text can accept. So we will use input type property and the value as text email address. Alright, then we can just simply copy this entire edit text and paste it and then make the relevant changes so that the second edit text can take password as the input from the user. So I'll just quickly make the changes here. I'll change ID, the layout below property. And also I'll just decrease this margin top. Then we have to change the input type and this one should be text password. Alright, and we have to change the hint text also. Yeah, it's fine now. Then finally we can display one small eye icon next to the password edit text, which can be used to show or hide password. So just get below the edit text and create a new image view. Let the width and height be 33 dp. Then we will have to define one ID for this because we are going to use this ID to change the eye icon according to the visibility of the password, and we are going to do that programmatically using Java. Anyways, then get below it and define layout below property and layout it below the edit text for email. Alright, then margin top 10 dp. Then define layout align parent right and make it as true. Alright, then finally we have to define the source of this image view. So just write at drawable, then choose this IC height password. Alright, and the icon is getting out of the edit text, so I'll just define one margin end property and let's make it 25 dp. Now it is aligned properly. So for now, I'll just delete this source property because I'm going to assign the source programmatically from Java. And here I wrote the source just to see the layout, whether it's looking fine or not. And since it's looking good, so I can just remove this source and then get below it. And I'll just define a button to log in. Then below the button, I'll just define one text view. Let the width as match parent, height be wrap content. Then we have to define one ID for this. let's say text view register, and let this text view be below the login button. And I'll just write not a user yet. Let the alignment be in the center. And then I'll just add some margin on the top. Let it be 20 dp. Let's copy this text view and paste it again. Now in the ID, I'll just change this to text view link register, and I'll change the layout below property to text view register, because I want this text view to be below the text view which has the ID text view register, and I'll make this text view as a link to open the register activity. Alright, then let's change the text for this text view. Let's say sign up now. Alright, and then we can change the text color for this text view. So I'll just write add color / dark blue, and it's showing an error because no such color has been defined in the color.xml file within the values folder. So let's just do that. We'll quickly define one color. Under this resource folder, scroll to values folder, and under this values folder we have a file as colors.xml. Open it up, and here we will just quickly define few colors like red, dark green, light gray, orange, light orange, and dark blue. I'm defining these colors to match the layout of the theme that we are creating. You can define other colors, that's totally up to you. Now coming back to the layout file of the main activity, I'll just finally define a progress bar. So the layout width and height have to be wrap content. Let's give it an ID, progress bar. And then layout center horizontal, true. Then layout center vertical, true. And then finally we have to define the style property for this one. So just write !, Android :ATTR / progress, and then you can use your up and down arrow keys to select progress bar style large. Alright, then finally we have to define the elevation property for this progress bar. Let's make it 10 dp so that this progress bar is above the other elements. And at the beginning we want the progress bar to be gone or not visible. We will make it visible only when there is some processing happening in the background, and we will take care of that programmatically in the Java. So I'll just define the visibility property and make it as gone. Alright, and then finally I'll just make some changes in the color of the elements in this theme. So for that I'll just open the themes folder which is under the values folder, and then just open themes.xml. Now the color primary is purple 500. I'll change it and I'll make it to light orange, and I have already defined these colors before, so I can just directly reference them. Then color primary variant to orange. Color on primary, let it be white. Now opening our layout file, you can see that the color of the button has changed. Now it is orange colored. Let's run the app and see it in the emulator how the layout is looking so far. Alright, button is there, the link is there, edit text are working as well, but the buttons are not working. It's okay, we'll take care of them in Java.